Hi everyone. Welcome to our code along session for GCP Bule Season 6. And uh, today we are honored to have Fong on board. She is our GDE Cloud and also GDE AI. So she's a dual agent in a sense. So she will be presenting on Gemini for data scientists and um, data, data analysts. So without further ado, I will pass the stage to Fong.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today to have this call along session for GCP Bole Season 6. How's everyone doing? I hope you have started the GCP Bole Season 6 journey and doing some labs and learning a lot of interesting materials. So for today, we will cover the one of the quests included in the GCP Bole A, which is Gemini for data scientists and analysts. So this is the outline for today. We'll go through a bit of introduction on GCP Bole for those who are new, just heard about GCP Bole. You are not late. We can still join us, start the, the learning journey, and then I'll go through a few steps that how you can start registration and all. So for after that, we'll go through two labs. Hopefully, the first one is on analyze data with Gemini Assistant. The second one will be Gemini for data scientists, if time allows. So let's see how things works progress later. If everything's smooth and goes well, then we might be able to cover the second lab as well. Then after that, we will also do a very quick conclude on what's the next steps that you can take on to, for of course, continue your learning and try to complete more quests or more labs in your learning journey to be able to score the SWACs. So first of all, GCP Bole is a annual event that we are trying to encourage a new and also existing GCP users to try to explore the technologies in Google Cloud platforms. So it is a learning platform that we will open up free credits, 1 month unlimited credits for the whoever is joining the session to learn as much as material as possible. And also for if you are already know GCP or GCP Bole, it is also good to refresh your knowledge or also to learn something new. Like for now, we have included the Gemini learning materials into the uh, uh, cloud skill boost as well. So this is the timeline. It started in April 25th and it's ending soon next week. So be quick. Try to complete as much as possible. If you have issue, any problem, feel free to contact us. We try to assist you. But if you haven't started yet, there's still time for you to get started the whole journey. So you just need to go to this goo.gle/GCP S6 to join in or register yourself in. So you just click on this is the from the website. You just click on the registration and you will receive the email, uh, and then you can follow the instructions in the email how to get started. So after that, when you have completed the challenge, if you remember to submit your uh, reward to claim your reward form. So it will be in available in the email also. So try to make sure all the labs must be completed by May 24th, end of the day. So now, what maybe you have already know about this, but just to get you refreshed or for the anyone that who's just joined us, the tier one you need to complete 7 quests. Then you and with 3 minimal skill badges, then you will be entitled for a 2 Google Cloud T-shirt and also equals sticker notes. But if you want to aim more, you are more challenging to achieve more, then you can try to complete 14 quests. It's very, very possible. Things are very structured and well guided, so you don't be worried even though you have no knowledge in GCP wallet, GCP as well. So, and with a minimum of 6 skill badges, then you are entitled for the T-shirt, the sticker notes, and also the one cool hoodie. So that is something really cool. So these are all the skill badges that is entitled included in the season 6 series. So feel free to take any ones that is interest you the most. So we'll actually cover the AI and ML tracks, which is always in the trend, right? Then also besides that, for this time we also cover a few some quests or labs in the track of infrastructure and security. So this is also something that you may be uh, interested on, how to be make sure your application developments and all in the cloud is secure and all. So feel free to take a look and explore. So to continue from here, this is the session that we will go through today. It's actually in one of the labs here. If you can see, it is the last lab here. Gemini for data scientists and analysts. So if you're following us today, try to complete it and all, you will be also covering on your GCP Bole as well. But if it's not, then it's good for you to learn something new and then you can follow all along at your own free time. So now let's get started on this one. The reason why I chose this quest is that Gemini is a new LM model that is from Google, and it has bringing a lot of new um, value into the Google Cloud platform products. So we will learn how to take leverage the Gemini, the power of Gemini into the task of a data scientist and analyst later. So take a look on the URL. I hope you already capture it. You can try to scan the QR code, open in your web browser, or you can just take the short URL to go through that. So let me show you. So this is the GCP Bole website. If you can, have noticed that or missed out earlier, it's goo.gle GCP Bole S6. So you can just register it on from the website, and you will receive the email and follow the instruction. You will be able to get started. So for today's sessions, we'll cover on this quest, Gemini for data scientists and analysts. And for this session, for this uh, short course, it is actually containing some video lab session and also quiz and some more document readings, and then we'll cover on a bit of the survey and things like that. But for us, I think you can go through the video on your own during your free time. So what we will be covering is more on the labs here. This is the first one. Analyze the data with Gemini Assistant. And then if we have enough of time, then I'll try to cover also the Gemini for data scientists here. So let's, oops, not going through. So this is on the first lab. This is on Analyze with Gemini Assistance. So I hope everyone already reached this link. If not, then I'll quickly go through with you again. So you can just open the short URL, the tinyurl.com gcpbole -s6 -lab1. Then you link it to the same lab that I showed you earlier. So I will just wait for 10 seconds for you to get started. So what is inside this lab, right? So to give you an overview, uh, first we want to learn how we can use Gemini inside BigQuery to analyze data or do some prediction on product sales, and also some other tasks like ask the Gemini to explain some of the codes and all. So we'll go through the steps how you can perform all these tasks later. So it will be using one of the BigQuery public data set on this data to look e-commerce. So this is on the a bit on the overview, and this is what you will learn in the next uh, whole lab session. To use the Gemini to answer the questions about the SQL query, so about the data analytics use cases and all. Then also to prompt the Gemini to explain and generate the SQL queries, and also to build a machine learning model to forecast the future periods. But of course, it's not doing it right. It's converting the prompt into a SQL command. Then you can run the SQL command. We will go through it step by step together. So interesting, right? So now we have split into different task sections, smaller tasks for you to complete the whole lab. So this is to give you a brief idea on what we will be doing. So the first one is to get started, we'll configure the environment account, and then after that we'll create a data set in BigQuery. After that, we will use the Gemini to analyze the data. For task 4, then we will try to do a bit more tasks on to prompt the Gemini to explain the queries, and then after that we will try to also generate the SQL queries using the Gemini. And lastly, we will try to build a forecasting model and build the results together. So this is a normal use case for as a data analyst, what they are doing in their day-to-day job, right? So let's get started. I hope you already reached this uh, lab. So to get started, you just need to click on the Start Lab. If you have get started with the introduction lab that is required for the GCP Bole, you should be entitled for the full month credit already. So as you notice that once I click on the Start Lab buttons, the clock is clicking, meaning that it's the time session that we need to complete the whole lab in 1 hour time. So what we will need to do next is we'll open the cloud console. It will link you to the next if just to double check, your session should be the same one. Otherwise, you will not be able to. You'll not be able to log as your task record. So make sure you can get the login as the same username ID and then the password. Yeah, so this 04. So when you are here, you just click on to activate the terminal console. So you can go to the task 1. While waiting for that, I will increase the task size so that you can easy to take a look on this part. So now what we were going to do first is we want to configure the environment and do some setup, right? So first one is we want to set up all these project related uh, informations, and we want to save into the uh, environment. And then this one we want to set the user and make sure it is enabled. Now, so after this is done, we will need to make sure we also enable all the API that is needed for this lab. So which is all this Gemini API related so now when everything is done, we also have set into the necessary IAM roles to use the Gemini. Let's take a look on the progress. If everything goes well, you should be able to see the green button here, meaning that you have already completed the task. And if you notice here, just now it's actually 0 per 100. And once you have completed a single task, it will be automatically updated in the scoring system. So as you work along, you will see the marking is also being updated. So once it's done here, let's go to the task 2. For task 2, we will need to use the BigQuery. So go to this 3-4 line bar here. You will find the BigQuery in the menu. So click on the BigQuery. So I will hide this one first to enlarge the maximize the view. So here we want to create a data set, right? How we want to do the create a data set. So there are a few ways. You can also add the data set from the Explorer here, or you can go to your project ID here, the 3 dot button here. You can just click a data set. So you should name your data set as BQML BigQuery tutorial and can leave it to multi-region, the default value. You can just click on the create data set. Immediately you will see it's already created here under your project ID. So we have done that. And then here, the next step is to enable the Gemini feature into the BigQuery. So how we want to do that? Too small. So on the panel here, you notice that there's this a bit of magic wine here. You can see the Gemini. The drop down button, try to enable all auto completion, the generation, and explanation. So make sure it's being enabled all, because some of the tasks we will need to ask it to generate the code or explain the code. So make sure we are getting everything ready first. So nice. So then you have successfully done the second task. So if you see that the marking is not being updated, don't worry, it will take some time to sync the marking in. But if you are a bit of a person that wants to make sure everything goes well before you continue, right? You can actually expand it and check the progress. You will be manually click to sync the scoring. So then now you can see already 2020. Then you can see the mark has been updated. But if it's not, then don't worry. Just leave it. Then it will auto sync from time to time. So now for task 3, we want to use Gemini to analyze the data. So what data we have? This one is just an empty table, right? We don't have anything. But what we want to see is we want to uh, check if there's any table that is being created. So let's try. Not this one. So back to the query here. On top of that, you can see that how to prompt the Gemini. This superstar here. So click on it. You can see that it's opening the Gemini. So it's in the welcome page. You need to enable all the API that is required. Then you can do start chatting here. So can type like want to check what is the data set that is available. If imagine that you are working in the company and you have a lot of all these tables and all, right, the quickest way for you to have a quick understanding what are the tables available and all, you can type instead of going through one by one or going through the documents and schema and one by one. You can now things are much more convenient. It's just Gemini is just your BigQuery coding assistant. You can just ask the question now. So any commands that you are forgetting or you are not sure, you want to ask it what is the best way to do things, you can also ask Gemini to give you some instruction guidelines. So like for here, how we want to do that. So it's suggesting using this one. I close the terminal. Like we can try this as for a quick one. So it's saying that can just type a command BQ list. Then you will see that it is showing the data set that we first created, although it's an empty data set. So you can see that it's giving you some instruction how you can perform certain tasks. Yeah, or you can go to the console UI console and like just now to from the list you can view what is the table available and things like that. So you can go through this, or if you want to try to have any other question, then you can explore. So if anytime you can just minimize it, or if you want to reset the chat, it has been too long and all, you can just click on the bin here to clear the chat, and you reset the chat as the normal one. So this is a very quick way to guide you how to get started with Gemini. Pretty cool, right? Now you can no need to go through the console or documents on the GCP Google Cloud platforms to read through the steps and things like that, or you go to Google search or Stack Overflow to ask for help or assistance. How you can achieve something, right? Now everything is just on this BigQuery site, and you can just easily chat or ask the Gemini how to do the same things now. So things are making life the data analyst or data scientist life very, very convenient and easy in this way. So having go through the very first introduction on how to use the Gemini to perform some query or prompting questions. Now next we want to look into task 4 to prompt a Gemini to explain SQL queries in the sales dataset. So for this part, how we want to do that? So in the BigQuery here, imagine that just now we already in the BigQuery, right? If you didn't go out, so go to this query tab, and then you can just copy and paste this one. Something everyone likes to do when they do this GCP Poly or the Quest Lab in a quick way, right? Just copy and paste, right? But then you may not be able to understand a lot of things. Then now, easier way for you to be able to learn yourself is with the help of Gemini. So once you have pasted the code here, you don't have to, although it's not well explained in the instruction and all, or if you have some doubts on certain part of the code, you can always do the see this wine button and help me code. You can just uh, select highlight, and then this one has been explain this query. You can just click on it, then it will go to the Gemini and send in the prompt just now, explain the code. So now it will go through it very, very details. I hope you can see this part. So it will explain the joining the two tables and what's not, step by steps, every single phrase in the code. But for the summary, let's just take a look on this part. The query just identified the top 10 users with the highest average sales price, providing valuable insights into the customer behavior and purchase patterns. Looks how easy it is, right? So then it's a very easy way for you to get to understand some of the safe query that maybe your teammate has made in the previous project. So things can be a very easy in that sense. So cool. Let's see. So we have done all this. Let's check. Now, so we already also completed the task 4 very fast. Things are very easy, right? Because so next one, we want to generate a SQL query that groups sales by day and product. How? You can, let's open a new query. Um, no need to delete it. So just open a new query. So you can just converse with Gemini directly to ask for your code assistance help, right? So the trick here is that you can, if you want to uh, do a prompt to the Gemini, you need to have the eh, sorry, in front of the prompt, so then it's not a SQL query. Then you just click enter. Then automatically it will know that this is actually for prompt for Gemini. Wait. So now immediately you see that there's a suggestion that is in the gray color. It's not uh, written down yet. As you see just now, if I enter, it will be missing, right? So when you hover it on the text now, you will see that accept or accept word by word. Okay, let's just take accept first. So you have an option to just partially accept certain part of the codes, or you want to accept the whole block of the codes. So now let's take a look. So it's trying to select the sum of the sales day. It's quite a complicated one. Then you want to join with the product table and all. Let's see if I can try to run it. So you can see that it is not the order ID is not in the location. So you can notice that there is an error, and why is such so? It's because the Gemini may not be able to give you 100% accurate query. So as a data analyst, data scientist, or even if you are a developer for your application development, if you're using all this code LLM, it's just a work as an assistant. It's not meant to replace you, right? So you need to validate the query, and then to fix all this error if whenever it's popping up. So here it's saying that the order ID, right? This is the answer actually. You can just replace the order ID to order items, and then there's this T2 product. Immediately you also see that the product ID is also not in. For the sake of the time, I will just replace the whole thing here. So please take note that in Gemini or Gemini, it's still heavily trying to improving in itself. So it may not give you the best accurate answer. So you need to try to fix and debug if there's any errors. Having said that, you may ask that, do we want to use Gemini in that sense? It would certainly help you ease your productivity, because it's also already giving you the skeleton of the code. You just need to phrase it in the exact use case that you want. So after you run it, now you're already seeing that it's actually outputting the results, joining the two tables for the uh, order and also the product ID. So very easy. Cool. We already have done task 5. Let's continue. This one is a bit more slightly uh, uh, time consuming. We want to try to build a forecast model and view the results. So what we want to do here is, let's open a new query first, and then we'll try to run the query. So it will take some time, 5 to 10 minutes to build the forecast model. While waiting this, right, then you may ask, maybe you having looked at the code, and then you may ask, what is this Arima Plus? So we want to, while waiting, we can also do some self-study. Let's try to ask Gemini. Let's clear the chat. And then we can ask, what is an Arima Plus model type? Then we will explain to you, oh, Arima Plus is actually a model type in BigQuery to do time series forecasting. Yeah, and then you will further explain to you the base, the enhancement, and between them, and also the benefits of Arima Plus and all. So in this way, you can actually do some uh, continuous learning while you are doing in the coding. So here, you or even if you want to just do some comparison, which algorithm that you want to use, right? Or which model you want to use, right? At the normal workflow, you may just try to Google search or ask Stack Overflow or check on the document. But then you need to like going through different web pages and whatnot to get your answer. So it will be a bit time consuming in that sense. So having the Gemini integrated in the BigQuery, things are much simpler for data analysts and data scientists. You can just ask Gemini. It's just a coding assistant for you. It's a best code review or code explainer pair for pair programming. So let's take a look. Or you can also try to explain the whole thing. Yes, it will take quite some time actually. I forgot to clear the chat, but the output is here, it's still running. Yeah, so you see it's actually pretty fast. So explain the query, right? So it's trying to do the explain what is the create model and then the options of the for creating the model and then the model training and all. So this is a summary of this whole thing. Essentially, to provide the BigQuery ML to train the Arima Plus model for sales forecasting based on the historical sales data for each product. So let me clear the chat first in case we will be using it again. But otherwise, let's see. I think it's so. If you see this circling icon, it means that it's still running in at the back end. Don't worry. Let's try to continue what is inside here. So, the next part is we want to get the help from the Gemini to create a prompt to select the forecasting sales. So but we need to wait for the model to be created out first. Let's see. So this will be the last or end of the task. If everything goes well, then basically you are done. So in a very simple lab here, we have tried to explore different things. We try to explore how to ask the query, ask the Gemini some prompt about how to get started, what is the data set that is available in your project and things like that. So you can it's a very easy way for you to directly ask Gemini instead of searching or going through the project by yourself. All right. Then after that, we also try to check on how we can use the Gemini to explain the code and how we can also write the query in using the Gemini. And bear in mind that the output from Gemini, you need to validate, not just directly take everything exactly from Gemini. For simpler cases, it is performing very well. For a bit more complex tasks, it's always good for you to double validate the result if it's everything is as intended or not. Otherwise, you will be creating errors or bugs for your projects. Then you will need to spend a lot of time to debug or fixing it. So always validate, right? Now, I think it's almost there. Then now we want to also build the forecasting project. I think, while waiting, looking at the time, we may not be able to uh, go through the next lab, but I will just give you an introduction on the second lab, Gemini for data scientists. So when we have finished the whole lab later, you can continue on this Gemini for data scientists lab. It's also a very, very interesting lab for you to understand how you, as a data scientist, can leverage the power of Gemini in your daily tasks as well. So continue from data analyst task lab just now. You want to continue to do develop a model to help the marketing team to identify, categorize, and develop new customer. So you can see that there are a few tasks that is included. Let's see. Yeah, I'll come back to this. So it should be the other. Let's continue from here first. My bad. So now you see that you have successfully created the model, right? Let's check on it. Not yet, because we haven't performed this. So you can actually see the model. Let's go to explore the model. We still have a lot of time. You will see that there's the details of the models, and then we have the training, and then we have the evaluation and the CMI and whatnot. But to continue from here, we want to create another query. Uh, you need to check for your model here. So the way I do it is, after you're successfully creating the model, you will see it's actually being saved it under this BigQuery ML tutorial. And to get the string right, can just go to the details, and then here is already consists of the project ID, and then the table dataset, and then the model name. So you can just go back from here, can just replace this, then you can run it again. So this is one quick way to get the whole project ID, dataset, and the model name at one shot. So now you can see that it's actually getting the forecasting sales result out. So let's check on the result. Yay, you have completed the project. So now you see that you have already completed the 100% and on the lab. Let's see. You may, if you are already understand all and finish all right, you can actually end the lab early. No need to wait until it finish. You can just end the lab. Just click end labs and can cancel on the feedback. Once you have finished this one, you will be able. If you go back to here, you will be able to see the check mark in the lab if you have already performed the task. So if you have watched the video, then you will see the green checkbox. If not, then you will be just a white, nothing has done right. So since we only have 10 minutes left, I'll just briefly go through the second task lab. It's on the Gemini for data scientists. Then we will open for a bit of a Q&A. So these are the tasks that we have put along together. Then yeah, you have done and learned how to use Gemini to perform different tasks. And so for the second lab, unfortunately, we don't have time to cover or work together. But you can try at your own time. It's very guided in the instruction and follow it. I also have created the short URL for you to click on it. So for this task or lab, you 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 are changing the role as a data scientist. What are the tasks that you need to perform in this lab? You want to help the marketing team to identify, categorize, and develop new customer. So then you will split into like 5 different groups. So you will need to do a clustering task to understand their different order behavior and excuse me, to generate the statistical data about the each group, and then you will be able to suggest some actionable steps for the marketing team to how to go through these different group users. So what is in this lab focusing is to identify the new customer. Then you also use the K-means clustering model to generate 5 different groups, right? So then you will learn like how to use BigQuery Studio Enterprise Python notebook, and you also how to perform a BigQuery data frame inside the Studio. Use the Gemini to generate the codes for you, and then uh, build a K-means clustering model visualization. It's very interesting, and then you can use a Python model to develop the next step for marketing campaign. And hopefully you will enjoy this lab also because it is giving you a simple yet very useful use case as a data scientist. So these are the tasks that you need to perform in these sessions lab. The same things to configure the environment account, enable the APIs, query data set, and then you start working on the Python notebook. Then from there you get some insights and interact with the Gemini. So hopefully you will be able to finish this lab also. And yeah, you can see if you have watched the video, also some of the video also explaining further what are the things the steps is involving in the whole lab, and then you will get more insights on what you are doing. Not just copy and paste, right? We want to understand what are the reasoning behind what we are trying to perform and things like that. So you see that once you have done the whole lab and video and quiz and all, you see that there's a checkbox here, course completed. Then you're actually earning the completion badge for this Gemini for data scientists and analysts. Yay! So, uh, for what's next is having go through a simple lab on Gemini for data analysis. Uh, more for you to learn, more for you, especially for during the weekend. Try to continue on GCP Boleh labs. Learn as much as possible. Things are very uh, simple and direct. You will enjoy, and there's no um, struggle in learning alone because you will also get some introduction or guidance in the video as well. So find the labs that you are interested in, and then continue work on it. And these are the second one is also on the infrastructure and security. It's more covering on something different from AI and ML. So I think that's all for my session. Thank you, everyone. And if anyone has any questions, we can go for a quick Q&A sessions. I'll pass it back to Wendy.
Okay, thank you, Lai Fong. So far, I didn't see any question in the chat, but I guess I can give a quick FAQ lah. I got quite a lot of questions on the similar one. So the first one is there's some confusion in the skill budgets and the quest. So basically, if you are aiming for the first tier, which is 7 quests, you're supposed to have 7 badge include in the 7 badges needs to include 3 skill badges. So means that you can get 3 skill badges, you can get 4 regular badges, or you want to get 7 skill badges words as well. So for the tier 2, it's just the same, 14 badges and need to have at least 6 skill badges. Yeah. So I hope
Yeah,
that clarified the questions. And to identify your completion, you actually need to fill up the submission form, which is very important because if you completed but you did not fill it up, we did not know you complete it. So we can't really verify that you completed the whole GCP Boolean. So remember to fill up the completion form. The link is attached inside of the onboarding email. Yeah, I think these are the
right.
2 questions that I get a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. I think what Wendy means is that so the 7 quests and 3 skill badges, right? 3 skill badges meaning any of these 3 you need to complete. Then the rest you can mix with the regular badges.
Yeah.
So 3 out of 7 must be here for tier 1. So if you finish all 7 in regular badges, just regular badges, or maybe just 1 in the skill badge, and then all 6 are in regular badges, unfortunately, you will not be able to entitle for the 7 quest tier 1. Same for tier 2, 14 quests, 6 skill badges, meaning you can choose the options 6 skill badges from anyone from this part. For AI ML is here, and then for infra is here. So you need to have 6, minimum of 6 skill badges, and then you can combine with 8 regular badges from any other in the list. But of course, I think when they just to double check, right? They can actually finish all the 7 in the skill badges, right? And there is
Yes.
no
Yes.
restriction, right? So the important thing is, I think this one is more simpler, more beginner introduction. So, but this one is a bit more in
More
depth.
specialized. Yeah.
Yeah, more specialized. Yeah. So then we want to encourage you to after learning the beginner one, you can also go into a bit in details on the skill badges quest. Cool, good tips. Otherwise, you're waiting for your cert and then you just find out that you are not entitled. Then you will find it when already.
Yeah.
But we can't help because everything will through the system. We are not we're not having any insights on all these things. Cool.
Yeah.
I think all the best.
Mm. Okay, that's a question, but I think it's pretty general one.
Mm.
Uh, it's saying, can we still access the lab activities after the program, which will end on 24th May? For this question, right, because it's a monthly subscription from 24th April to 24th May. So means that you will only get access to all of the program. The last day will be 24th May. Yeah, you can't access it after that because the subscription will end at that date. Yeah, hope that clarifies.
Uh, maybe I can give a bit of tips here. Is that if you started the whole quest or the whole session later, then you may be extending not May 24th, but then you will be starting from the date that you get registered.
Yeah, yeah,
So you may be still have a few days left if you register later than April
later
25th.
than 25th. Yes.
Mm. But of course, the monthly subscription only entitled if you finish the introduction quest that is required. It's in the email, but not in here.
Yeah, the onboarding quest will be attached in the onboarding email. So
Mm.
that one will help you to clarify, qualify for the monthly subscription.
Upgrade,
Yeah.
the upgrade of your profile subscription. You started at 9 credits given. Then once you complete the first introduction quest, it will be automatically upgrade to a 1 month free subscription.
Yeah. Okay.
If you would like to learn more, I think you
Mm.
can follow up and join other events. I think they will give uh, free credits from time to time, right? When they
Lifeon, that's an interesting question from the same person. May I ask your advisors about the job opportunities after learning these courses?
Very good question. A lot of things. I think with all these labs, right, depends on what your interest is. We are covering a lot on the more in trend one, the AI ML. If you are someone that is new to AI and ML, you want to get some hands-on experiment, what is possible and what's not. Try to go through all this one. For job-wise, you may want to strengthen further your skill sets to not just copy and paste and finish the things. You need to understand each step what you are trying to do, or even try to some of the quests they have a challenge lab whereby you only given a I should show you some of the quests. It will just give you an overview what you are required to do, and then on the task it is just giving you the instruction. You need to configure with a uh, few things, some hints and all. Then you need to figure out what are the tasks that you need to do. It's not uh, you don't have the answer. You need to be able to answer that. So if you build up your skill set in this way, then the next step I would encourage you to go if you are into this Google Cloud platform is go for the all this certification program that you can get Google certified as, let's say, uh, Google Cloud data engineer or ML engineer. Then from there, it's pretty much easier for you to venture into these job opportunities. But of course, it is not the only way. The fundamental thing is that how well is your skill sets. But of course, if you are even though if you are in the industry and all, you especially if you are working with AI and ML, you just need to keep on updating all these new technologies, new things. Uh, with all this LLM, not just Gemini, with other things, I think very impacting the engineering, software engineer, data analyst or data pro or groups is how can we be more efficient, be more productive using all these tools. We don't want to be replaced by all this AI tool, right? Then we want to learn how to use this tool to help in our daily tasks. So it's like in the just now in the lab just now we show that instead of keep searching the answer from Google search, Stack Overflow, or asking your mentor, your searching from the internal documents and missing here and there, you can directly ask the Gemini. You can give a brief, very quick guidelines and things like that. It will definitely help in your daily tasks to boost up your productivity. You need instead of at least 30 minutes to do all this searching in just like half a minute you can already get the answer. You can continue on your task. So it definitely a lot of companies, a lot of teams when there's you use all these code assistants and all, you definitely see the benefits of it. So it's something that you cannot be avoid, and you must gain the one of the skills that in all these things. I hope
Yeah.
that answer your question. So if you need further assistance on like getting the career pathway in a ping me in LinkedIn. I can share you more resources depending on your interest and your background and what's not. We can have a further chat on that.
Yeah, thank you, Lifeng, for the insightful inputs. And that's another questions, but I think I can answer this one. So,
Mm,
upon completion of required quests, do we need to share the Google Cloud Skill Boost profile on social media to be qualified for SWAGs? Yes, the answer is yes. So basically, in the submission form, right, there's two requirements that you need to fulfill. You need to make your Cloud Skill Boost profile public. That's the first one. Then the second one is post on any social media and hashtag GCP Bullet. Yeah, because these two links will you will need to insert inside of the form as well. Yeah.
mm. Correct, especially the public profile because it will actually from your public profile it will actually get all the badges that you have managed to get, and they actually to cross check the the time that you complete the quest. If it must be within the timeline. If let's say one of the quests you have done it in GCP Bole season 5, then you think that it's already calculated here in season 6. You will be surprised later. You will be missing one quest later because it will actually very strict just this timeline.
Yes. Okay. I think other than that, we don't have any question anymore. So, thank you, Lifon, for the sharing. I hope it's helpful for the others who are rushing to submit for the GCP Relay challenge. And yeah, before we end everything, right, I would like to share some upcoming events from GDG Cloud KL, where we will have a GDG monthly meetup next Monday. It's a collaboration with GDG KL and also um, Confluent. So that will be held on Monday in Cloud Mouse. And another event coming up is next Saturday, which is Google Cloud Next Extended KL, which will be held at Google Malaysia. Yeah. So yeah, I guess we can wrap up the events today. And thank you, Lifon, for your time.
Thank
And
you.
thanks for everyone who tuned into the session.
Thank you. All the best for your GCP Bole challenge. If you have questions, feel free to reach out to us. We try to help you, guide you more on the completion. Hope you enjoy the session and enjoy the GCP Bole.
Okay, thank you.